Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. I am bringing you your inspirational vitamin today. So we're going to start in 2 Corinthians chapter 12 in verse 7. It says, "Therefore, so that I would not exalt myself, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to torment me, so that I would not exalt myself. Concerning this, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it would leave me. But he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is perfected in weakness. Therefore, I will most gladly boast all the more about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may reside in me. So I take pleasure in weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and in difficulties for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." So I know this is a pretty well-known passage, and hopefully I'm going to bring a little bit of a different perspective to it today. But it really starts off with Paul basically saying that he had this thorn in his flesh that Satan gave him to torment him. And he pleaded and pleaded with God to take it away from him. But God said, obviously, no. And that his grace is sufficient for him. And I know that we can all relate to the thorn in our flesh, the begging and pleading with God to take away something that we feel like is tormenting us. But I think a lot of us have a much harder time sort of getting the idea in the second half of this passage where Paul says that he boasts all the more gladly in his weaknesses, that he finds pleasure in hardship and in difficulties. I don't think that comes very naturally to us. It seems very counterintuitive to even feel that way. So I think about this and I'm like, well, I don't feel like Paul is saying that all of a sudden he just loves hardship. Like I don't think that's where he's going with this. Instead, I think what he's trying to say is that he understands the importance of hardship. I think he understands why God said no to him. And it's interesting because I think the point that Paul was trying to make is that our own insufficiency helps us lean into Jesus' sufficiency. And basically saying that like anything more or less that causes us to depend in Christ is a good thing. And so I want us to look at this a little bit differently, that we should be able to boast in the weaknesses that we have and take pleasure in the hardships and difficulties because it causes us to lean on Jesus. So I hope that during this time, you guys are finding more and more ways to lean on Jesus. Thanks.